Welcome to the next step of the pre-production phase, which is broken into 3 segments. 1. Choosing your location. 2. Developing a look and feel and what to look out for when doing so. Lastly, accessing the current nature and relatability of your idea. This is super important and will help maximize your viewership and your engagement if done so correctly. When choosing your location, make sure you do something that abides by the law of the city that you're in. You really don't want to get yourself into trouble, and when it comes to locations, it can get a little bit sticky, and for certain areas like train stations or especially in any form of transport, you're going to need some form of location clearance, and this just becomes really difficult. So it's important to make sure that the location that you have your eyes set on is attainable to shoot in within a day or 2. Another thing is sound. I know earlier we spoke about being in a location where there's a lot of chaotic sound. That was purely so that you can listen and try and isolate sounds within the chaos. But when looking for a location to shoot in, you're going to want there to be minimal to next to no sound whatsoever. That's why if you take a look at the previous seeing sounds I've done, I'm generally out at sea or in the middle of a forest or in someone's studio or in the kitchen. These areas are really nice and attainable, as well as relatable. People know what these locations look and feel like, as well as they're quiet. When it comes to developing a look and feel for these seeing sounds episodes, the feel is generally pretty erratic. It's all over the place. There's lots of quick cuts. Therefore, make sure you're in a location where you can set up a tripod, as well as there's a lot of distance where you can move back and forth with in front of the camera. You never want to move the camera. You want to be doing the movement yourself. And with the look, it is important to try and stay away from shooting in sunrise or sunset. Even though these are very favorable times of the day to shoot for a filmmaker, when it comes to seeing sounds, you don't want too much movement with the clouds or with the sun as it dips up and down, as this will be very, very contrasty when moving back and forth between sounds. And also, noon is just not the right time to shoot. The light is way too harsh. So I would stick to a few hours before noon or a few hours after noon would be the best time of day. Unless, of course, you are shooting inside, which makes things 10 times easier. And then lastly, making sure that your location you choose is timeless, relatable, and engaging. This is all super important when it comes to the stickiness of your clip. Say for example, right now what's hugely trending is Area 51 and discussions around aliens. If you could get to outside Area 51 to create a seeing sounds, I'm sure it would go completely viral. So always make sure to look at current trends, read the news, see what's happening, and try and involve your seeing sounds around something that is highly engaging. It can also be timeless, for example, like I did with cooking food in the kitchen, something that everybody understands. It's a day-to-day task, and you can really elevate this, make it humorous and just all-round fun entertainment.